Ah, hope that's not making anybody too sick, twisting around there. I don't know how my microphone sounds. This is completely royalty-free music, so hopefully I won't run into any trouble with YouTube. Just enjoy this. Excuse me. That's disgusting. Just enjoy this real quick while I get things ready. I'll move the camera around and we'll start shooting. I was running into some trouble with Streamlabs earlier, but we got it all worked out, I think. I imagine that sounded amazing in the microphone. Sorry, guys. All right. All right, all right. We're going to go ahead and turn all this down anyways. I hope you guys have a sketchbook. I think that it would be cool if everybody, you know, could draw along and whatnot. If you just want to watch and listen, that's cool too. I'm going to try my best to explain what I'm doing, what my plans are, and also I'll just, you know, chat, BS it. So, anyhow, I'm going to forewarn you right now that I'm going to move this camera. So if you are motion sickness, you suffer from any of that, just give me a second. I'll try to cover the lens up, but I'm going to get this up above the drawing. So give me 1 second. Oh. Alrighty. Oh, are we upside down? Hold on 1 second. We're going to turn that around. Whoop. Oh, we're going to just be upside down, apparently, is what my option is. Yeah, stop that. Stop it. All right. So, what's up, guys? If you want to join me with a sketchbook and let me move some stuff around here. All right, I'll put my microphone cable up there. All right. Cool. All right. So as you can see, I'm working on a drawing of a serpent, flying serpent. This is something I've been wanting to do for a little while. I want to do a series based on mythological creatures and deities of Native American cosmology, specifically around Siouan, Eastern Siouan, and mound builder backgrounds. So that's what we're going to do here. I don't know how long I'm going to live stream for. I would like to do it for as long as anybody's interested. I sent out invites on my Facebook and also on my Twitter. So we'll see if anybody shows up. Right now it's just me, and I'll talk to the ether. I don't care. So we're gonna sit down here. I'm working today with Prismacolor color pencils primarily. They are kind of the standard in artist quality color pencils. I like them because a lot of the stuff that I draw, I like to use the burnishing effect, and them being colored pencils from a more waxy base allows them to move around more on the paper. Excuse me, pardon me. More like a paint almost. When you get more and more layers, the layers work together to start giving you some cool effects, like right down here where it starts to look a little glassy. I don't want to overdo that because once you burnish it into the paper, that's it. So been working on this for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 hours yesterday. I've been researching it for a little bit. This sketch has been something I've been playing around with for the last week while I've been going through other stuff in my sketchbook, ideas and whatnot. So right now I've just gone in with a true blue and basically went on top of this layer of a couple different yellows, mostly deco yellow and lemon yellow. This is lemon yellow. I don't know where my deco yellow is right now. Somewhere around here. But so that's pretty much what's in the background here. It's my highlight from the sun, from the point of view that I'm trying to shoot this idea from. I wanted to give the effect of looking up at trees. I used a couple of reference photos that I found online to give me lighting angles and a couple of ideas on what I wanted to do with the branches and things like that. I am going to be completely honest, and I'm not very experienced with drawing vegetation. I kind of avoided environments for most of my life because of my own trepidation over drawing trees and plants. I know there's so much biodiversity, and I actually enjoy being in nature quite a bit. It's just something that I've avoided. So I've been working on that. Notice how much a great background and environment can really help increase the storytelling and even be a character in the story you're trying to tell. So instead of me just talking here, let me get a pencil out and let's start working on this. What I'm trying to do right now is I want to get in here and work on the bark today. The reason I want to do that is because I want to go in and do more layers on these leaves, but I want to get the trees kind of laid out so that anything that goes over a branch have more defined lines of what I wanted to actually draw out. I'm not going to render them as much as these pieces have been. I really like the way these turned out, and I don't like this one so much, so we might try to touch that up as well. I don't know if I want to spray some fixative on there so I can layer on top, or if, you know, I just end up trying to scrape some of it away with the X-Acto knife. So we'll figure that out here in a minute, I guess. Yeah, I wish I could play music or something. And if you have any questions, please do jump in the chat. I don't know if anybody really cares or is interested, and maybe I'm boring, but if you have any questions about me or art or anything, my computer's kind of behind me over this way, so I would have to turn around and look every once in a while. So if you can tell that when I move my neck, that's what I'm doing, is seeing if anybody's there. So hope that doesn't annoy anyone. All right, let's get at it. I'm using a dark brown. This is kind of an embarrassing pencil size. Normally, you know, I'd reach over and try to find a pencil extender, and I know I have one within arm's reach. I just, quite frankly, what I'm doing, I just need a very fine, sharp point. I'm going to use my electric pencil sharpener there and try to get a very fine point on this dark brown. And I'm just trying to define the lines of the tree. Let's see. It only says I have one watching, and quite frankly, that's probably just me. So, as I'm taking a look at some of this reference photo that I have behind me as well, I noticed the amount of texture that there is actually in the bark. So I'm going to try to darken these lines up very fine, but maybe I'm going to keep them more defined, but just a little lighter, because I think when I go in with details, I'm going to want to add more texture to the trunk and wood. These branches right here, I don't really like the way they turned out. I think these, it gives the effect of distance, and that highlight along here, I know from that distance it probably isn't accurate or catching all of what I think it looks fantastic. We'll look at that some other time. But I'm going to go through here, this dark brown, and just make some more defined, sharp lines. I have this window open. There's a light rain outside. I don't know if it's picking up on there. If that's bothersome to anyone, please, again, let me know. I'm gonna write a message. I'm gonna write a message on the chat there, just so everybody can have an introduction. Cool. Get back to these lines. Ooh. See, like, that mark was not well executed, but I will work with it. This is something I'm coming to understand more the older I get, is learning to work with my imperfections and the accidental marks that you make, finding a way of making them look intentional or organic. Trying to find that. Yeah. Sorry I was running a bit late. I know nobody's here, so I don't know why I would be using this opportunity to promote myself and talk like this, but maybe it's to make me feel more comfortable on camera. Can't hurt. I love when I'm creating the feeling of seeing the picture emerging from the whiteness or the background of whatever paper I'm using. I like to sketch on toned paper, and I've recently been trying to use more toned paper in actual pieces that I do. It's an interesting effect. I love the mathematics of trees, the divisions, seeing how it breaks off. A branch will separate and separate and separate. See, I can go in here because of the distance now, just like over here. I can make small branches with this. Just put in a couple lines in there. And because it's at such a distance, it doesn't need to be, layers of color and transition. Beautiful. I really like this technique, and I'm going to go ahead and shout out the virtual instructor. They did a video on. He did a video on drawing realistic trees with colored pencil, and I've come to realize that unless you're drawing one close up in like hyper realism, from a distance, this is the best technique. Otherwise, it just becomes too muddy. I know why I'm doing this audio, by the way, now. Because in the future, someone may actually watch this for entertainment or to some instruction themselves. So, like, why not treat them as if they're here? You get a one-on-one lesson. I will probably stop here in a minute and tweet out that I'm live. And hopefully get some viewers. If not, I'll just draw and play like royalty-free music, Why not? Why not? Let's take a break for a second. I'll play some royalty-free music and do some tweeting. Let me grab a... Let's grab a piece of paper. Shout out to Kansan. Take this. Give me a hoo-hoo. See if this one's got any ink left in it. Ooh, maybe not. YouTube free music. Alright, one more, guys. And we'll get back into drawing. Alright. After this, we'll get back into this. Alright guys, let's get back into this. Alright, so I just had to tweet out and try to get some people here. Give me 1 second, I'm going to put this microphone back on. I know it sounds atrocious when I do that. I think I'll just wear it on the outside. All right, let's get back into this. Anybody know how to do settings on a YouTube video while it's playing? I don't know. Anyhow, we will get back into this. So, where was I? We are outlining the outside of this. I wonder if YouTube will knock me for playing free music in the background. Like, that would be kind of shitty, right? I mean, I think it would be. If I can use this in a video, why can't I use it in a live stream? So, I think we're going to try that. Just a little bit of music in the background. I don't know how well it sounds, and I'm going to have to switch them every once in a while because it doesn't play like a playlist. I don't know if me talking over it is considered transformative content, but we'll see. If I have to say all the artists' names when I play their music, I will. I have this set up on no attribution required too, so these are people that I really wouldn't have to identify, but we'll see. I can't promise all this music is going to be good. That's for dang sure. I'm just trying to get in here and define the bodies of these trees a little more. Now you can start to see the forest more. My goal is to take this bottom part here and work on the trees, get all of the bodies blocked in, then work on all the foliage that is amidst all of it. Specifically this corner, which is going to have more details, I think, than the rest of the foliage. So I'm going to have to get down here and do a little more detail. Once I get the trees blocked in, I'm going to work on the sky. I would like to do kind of a swirling cloud in the background with a deeper blue sky, because the color of our flying serpent is going to be based off of a cottonmouth or a copperhead, water moccasin, cottonmouth, which is almost like more oranges, browns, well, I guess brown is orange, red tones like that on that blue background, the green base. I think it's going to be awesome. Lighting coming from behind the clouds. It should be pretty rad when I get it all worked out. This I will explain when that point comes. I will probably live stream from time to time as I'm making this piece, because my channel isn't going to be like as instructional as the virtual instructor or Love Life Drawing. Phenomenal channels. I love them. I love their videos and find them informative, but that's not what my goal is with using YouTube. I don't want to be like Rothy and Klee either. I think they have a great niche in what they do with the Q&A style stuff. I want mine to be focused more on the creations that I do, and, you know, live streams and building a community and getting to know people who are interested in the same kind of stuff that I am. Not only artistically, but like just in general. I mean, I'm a big horror fan, and I say that, but I've been probably less than informed on more modern stuff recently. I find American horror to be kind of piss poor. I did see Heredity and stuff, but anyways, I'd like to meet people and things as well, so. Alright, so I think this gives me more of an idea of what body I'm working with. So I'm going to take that light brown there, and I'm going to go ahead and, or dark brown there, and I'm going to lay that down, and I think we're going to pick up a green here. And the question is, which green? Do I want to go light and push highlights? This is a sap green, light sap green. I'm going to sharpen this for a second. Pardon me. And we'll get in here and start doing these tiny irregular shaped marks. And because I already have similar color greens, I'm going to try to make them only in areas where I think it's going to show its tone more uniquely. which is like the outer edges and lighter spots within the foliage. And I'm just doing, like I said, irregular, almost circular rotation marks. Always considering the light source. I mean, I kind of have the sun kind of coming from this direction, but also at a weird angle. We're kind of looking up at an angle too, so it's a little difficult to decide where you want to put your highlights, but did my power just go out? Hey guys, hey, over there. So I don't know if we're back. I don't know what happened. My power went out, I believe. I don't know if anybody's still there, but I'm going to go ahead and say thanks for joining me. They're working on my neighborhood's trees, so I think somebody might have cut a line. We'll catch up with you guys maybe later on this afternoon. Have a great day. Consider subscribing and